Okay, welcome back to another Whiteboard Sessions. Continuing on our programming or our program design series of videos, we're going to look specifically at one of the case studies that we have available to us in client 1, who is an intermediate client. What I've got listed here is like a little drop-down box or something that you should probably be thinking about having on your forms or incorporating in your thought process. Is one, again, going back through the series of videos, like who's the client, intermediate, bit new to resistance training, RT is resistance training. What's the desired adaptation? So what are they actually physically trying to get the body to get better at and make the changes? And that's motor skill, so technique. She wants to get better at resistance training and in the process build some general strength. It's not about lifting like crazy heavy weights just yet, or muscular endurance or cardio or anything like that. It's a resistance-based training program. What's the split breakdown? How are they breaking down their resistance training? It's 1 to 2 days per week. So you're thinking if they're doing 1 to 2 days, then they probably need to incorporate a full body workout on the day. So in case, especially if they're only training 1 day a week. The time for the session is 30 minutes. That is pre-prescribed for us. The next thing that I do is go, okay, well, if I have 30 minutes, how do I break that down? How much of that is warm up? How much of that is cool down? And how much of that is the main training stimulus in the body of the workout? Again, the assessment logbook kind of helps dictate that, but you can make educated decisions on that. And so of the 30 minutes, it's the main event that they're here for. Yes, we enjoy watching the previews and they're nice at the movies, and yes, warm-ups and cool-downs are essential, but ultimately the person's there for the main event, and that's the workout. So I spend 5 minutes on the warm-up and cool-down each. If that's the case, I'm left with 20 minutes for this program. The next step that I do is I want to have a balanced approach to my program design. So I put a little bit of a cue or I guess some triggers for me to think. How do I break that down? Again, in the previous series of videos, if you're looking and going LBC push, I don't know what that means, then go back to some of the other videos, have a look. Lower body compound push, I'm going to look at my exercise library that I've created in the different exercise movement patterns, and I go, okay, well, maybe something like a bodyweight squat or a leg press might suit this individual. I'm chasing motor skill development, so I need to do more reps, but more reps perfectly. So there's no point doing lots of reps but doing them bad or with poor technique, because that's going to enforce or lay down the wrong movement patterns in the nervous system that we're not chasing. Okay, so I've chosen a bodyweight squat. I then look at balancing that out with an upper body movement next, because the legs might get a bit fatigued if they're a bit of a beginner, and I choose something like a push-up or a chest press. I then switch back down to a lower body, maybe something like a glute bridge or even some kind of hip hinge. Obviously, bear in mind their strength levels, and then I finish it off with another upper body movement, being a seated row. Okay, all of those movements are major movements that are happening. I need to make sure that my nervous system is primed. So there's warm up, and that could be jumping on a bike and doing some leg swings and a few of those sort of mobility based exercises, but making sure that the nervous system, the body, is ready for the exact movement that is about to happen, especially if we're going to add any load to that. So for a beginner program, I'm going to say maybe do some 5 basic bodyweight squats. So the first one could be even just sitting down onto a box and back up to assess their movement pattern. And then I follow that down for any new major movement pattern. If I've already done a bodyweight squat and I'm going into something after that, I probably don't need to prime that nervous system with another warm-up, a bunch of warm-up reps. They're ready to go. That movement pattern's been done before. Okay, I look across to the rep range and I go, I want to do more reps that are close to perfect as we possibly can get. So we're laying down really good foundations for the motor skill and getting some good general strength. At this level, I'm going to choose 2 to 3 sets. A basic, consistent tempo that's not too explosive, but also doesn't load the client under tension too long in the eccentric phase. So in the squat, that would be the down, and the up would be the concentric. So the acceleration, the drive phase. So both of those are pretty controlled at 2020. No pauses at the top, no pauses at the bottom. After that, I'm going to give my client 60 seconds rest. I have totaled that up at 4 minutes 20. That is based on 15 reps at 2 sets with 2020 and 60 seconds. There are further videos on how to calculate tempos and times if you're struggling with that. But in the vein of it being a balanced program, I am going to keep all the other variables the same: warm-up reps, rep ranges, sets, etc. I want to keep it balanced and the same so that upper, lower is getting developed at the same rate. Pushing and pulling muscles are getting developed at the same rate. We don't have any imbalances. So once I've worked out exercise 1, because I'm working smarter, not harder, I don't need to recalculate time for anything because they're exactly the same. So once I've figured out that including my warm-up reps, it's 4 minutes 20, I add that in for exercise 2, exercise 3, and exercise 4. That'll bring me to, and I'm no mathematical genius, but I've done the equation a few times. It brings me around about to 17 minutes 20. If you look right back across the left-hand side of that whiteboard, I broke it down into 5-minute warm-up, 20 minutes body workout, and 5-minute cool-down. That would mean that I've got roughly a couple of minutes left. Now, I need to choose what I would do with that wisely. You don't have to fill up that time, because remember, there is going to be time where you might be talking to your client, etc. Maybe it's something takes a little bit longer for the client to understand what to do. Maybe they've got some questions. So you don't need to fill it up to the finest, the last second. But if you're thinking, I'd like to finish off with something else, then my advice would be is that there's probably not enough time for you to delve into the world of isolation exercises and keep the program balanced. Because if you're doing a bicep curl, then you need to do a tricep extension. And if you're doing those upper body, then ideally you're doing some lower body as well. But what we could do is a little bit of core at the end, if you think that that's required, and it can be pretty time efficient. But right now we have a balanced program that is suitable for the client demographic, the desired adaptation. It's full body as per the little glossary at the top, and we can go on and then put our warm-ups and our cool-downs once we've got the main workout. But that would be a bit of a layout how I would attack a very structured, balanced program for the client 1 in our design and deliver sessions unit. So hopefully that is something that helps, and good luck with your programming.